Hello everyone and welcome to Wrestling Ramblings Southwest. I'm your host, the wrestling superfan Terry Speller. Today's show is essentially the Tyler Hawke versus Ultimo Tiger show. First though, a few little side notes from the Pride show, which was May 17th and their first anniversary show. The show was just amazing. Wasn't the biggest crowd, but the crowd that were there were loud, the hall, the venue was amazing, and the matches were all outstanding, first-class classics. So yeah, just a few little side notes before I get into the main portion of the show. First, well done to the Rocker John Harding for winning his first Pride match. Ryan Smile is a real highlight reel. Some of the moves he does are epic. He did a 450 on the show, and which was just awesome. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Ryan Smile. I think he even thinks I'm kind of stalking him, or so he sort of made a joke at. But yeah, I do. I'm very high on Ryan Smile. I think he's an awesome talent. Joel Redman, or Oliver Gray, from WWE/NXT, is a great talent, and what's WWE's loss is the rest of the world's gain. It's as simple as that. Dan Maloney. Oh my god, this dude is great, and he is also very young. I honestly believe that when he's in his mid to late 20s, I swear he is going to be either the top dog in the UK, or at the very least on a developmental deal with either NXT or TNA. It's as simple as that. Danny Walsh versus Darren Saviour for the Pride Heavyweight title was really fun. It was just a great match, and they worked the crowd fantastically. And everyone knows I'm quite high on Danny Walsh, and everyone knows my feelings towards how Darren Saviour is with the crowd. So yeah, they put on a really good match. Little fact for everyone. The first show I ever emceed at, the main event was Darren Saviour versus Danny Walsh. So yeah, my very first show I emceed at, that was the main event, and I saw it all over again on Saturday, and I enjoyed every second of it. And the way these two have progressed from the first time I ever saw them work together to now is amazing. Their ring work has progressed so well, and they're still both young, so they've got so much potential ahead of them. Now, to focus the show all on the Tyler Hawke versus Ultimo Tiger match in an I Quit title versus mask match. I don't know what I can say about this match, to be perfectly honest. Everything about it was perfect. Everything. Tiger came out with a tiger body paint. Tyler came out with ring girls throwing petals in front of him, wearing a fur coat and carrying the trophy, and also with Caleb Kane in his corner. The match itself was just... It was ECW. It was ECW original hardcore. That is as best as I can describe it. It was extreme. There was so much emotion on their faces. There was so much heart and passion in the match. You could feel it, and it had a really had a big match feel to the whole thing. The build-up was phenomenal. The fact that so many people were just looking forward to this match, and it lived up to every single bit of hype that was put upon it. If it comes out on DVD, if they bring it out as a DVD, or if they put it on YouTube, you need to see it. You need to buy it. You must get your hands on this match. This match alone is worthy on any highlight reel anywhere in the world. It was a great match. The chair shots were just brutal. They were none of this bringing their hands up to protect themselves. It was full on skull meeting metal, and it was bone crunchingly hard. They beat the absolute, and I apologise, I am going to swear now to all the little kiddies who listen to this. They beat the absolute shit out of each other. They really did. There was kendo. They used a kendo stick on each other, and it just echoed around the building. They did suicide dives. They took out each other left, right, and centre. The punches were solid. They were It was skin versus skin. It was proper thuds. It wasn't slaps. It was thuds. It was brutal. Really, really. They pounded the absolute crap out of each other. The chops sounded like gunshots. It was just the most brutal match I have ever seen in the Southwest, ever. The only match that's ever slightly come close was probably Danny Walsh versus Chris Andrews at DCW, which was I think that was literally a hardcore match or a street fight, I'm not sure, but a lot of weapons were used in that match. This was the only other match I've ever seen where it was just balls out, let it all hang out, just beat the absolute crap out of each other. And the only reason it ended was after a sick superplex onto two upright chairs. Tiger literally just mounted Tyler and just beat the absolute bejesus out of him. We're talking forearms and punches, and these were heavy bombs he was laying into Tyler, and that was after about 30 seconds of just constant beating. Then Tyler just couldn't take it anymore, I think. But it was literally just how those guys came away without blood everywhere is anyone's guess, because they beat the crap out of each other. And Ultimo Tiger would, if he does not get to Japan or Mexico, it will be a crime. He needs to go to somewhere like that. He will thrive so well in a place like Japan. And Tyler Hawke, everyone knows he's part of my Fantastic Four, and Tyler Hawke just needs to be signed. He needs to be noticed so badly. Tyler Hawke has progressed amazingly from the first time I saw him. He is a completely different animal now. And as for Ultimo Tiger, the little I've seen of him but I've only seen a few matches with Ultimo Tiger, but every match I've seen I've always been impressed. And after seeing the passion, the heart and the energy and the effort both these guys put into this one match, both of them need to be noticed by someone out there. They need to be out there, and the Southwest is too small a pond for these guys. They need to go out there and they need to showcase their talents to the rest of the population of the UK and the world. That match would be happily a promo video to anyone. I might be hyping them. It might sound like I'm hyping them to the ends of the earth, and there might be people in the know and proper and full-on wrestlers and talent who are signed who may listen to this show and go, nah. But to this fan's opinion, and to, I guess, I presume many of the people who watched that match was a highlight, an absolute highlight. And you'll read the review I've put up, and the review goes through every match by match, and it does state at the end how I was feeling, and I will reiterate that now. I'm of mixed emotions about seeing that match. Part of me is disappointed. I'm disappointed in that match, and the only reason I'm disappointed in that match is it's the third time these two have faced each other, and it's the third and final time, as far as I'm aware, that they're ever going to face each other in Pride. So you've had 3 matches to build up this hatred and this aggression and this emotion between the two, and now that story arc, that thing has now ended. It ended on such a epic scale, like a proper epic climax. But I'm disappointed that I'm never going to get a chance to see that match first time again, if that makes any sense. It's like watching an Undertaker WrestleMania match before the streak ended. You watch it and you have the emotion, you have the hype, you have the build, you have the, even though you kind of knew what was going to happen, you still popped, you still got into it, and you still enjoyed every second of it. When you go back and re-watch the match, you can respect it for being a good match, but you've kind of lost that what if factor, that's the moment of seeing something for the first time, not knowing exactly what's going to happen. That's what I'm disappointed. I'm not going to be able to see that again. So yeah, and I'm also happy because I got to see this epic climax live and in person. I got to be there when it ended. But yeah, part of me's still going to be disappointed, and part of me feels a bit, oh no, because it's come to an end. And yeah, that's what disappoints me. But I'm sure with Pride Promotions, they've got something else in the bag that they're going to throw at you, and it's just going to get you hooked again. But if those two never face each other again, if they don't in Pride, that's fair enough. That's that happened. But I do hope at some point in their careers, they will come back around, and a rematch will be set at some point in the future. It doesn't matter if, it'd be great if they're both right in their 50s and it's like, or 40s and 50s, and it's like a classic reunion show or whatever. That would be a cool thing, I think. So yeah, if you want to come and see a Pride show, then on June 22nd there will be a great show at Saltash. They're returning to the same place they went to before. It's going to be a cool show. So yeah, if you want to see them and you're in the Saltash or Cornwall area, that's the place to go. Saltash, they'll be there. If you can't make Saltash, then on August 2nd, making his Pride and Southwest debut, one time only, by the way, TNA, WWE and ECW original Raven will be at the Torquay Town Hall. And that is going to be a massive show, and that is August 2nd for Pride Promotions. I don't think Raven is doing any other shows in the UK, so if you want to see Raven live in person, I believe there's going to be a Q&A session and also a photo opportunity as well, then you need to come to Torquay Town Hall on August 2nd. That is going to be a blast. For more information, please go to www.prowrestlingpride.co.uk. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the show. I will now go on to a few other little announcements. CSF Wrestling will be coming at you from the Cheese and Grain in Throom, Somerset, for a huge show featuring RJ Brewer and the Masterpiece Chris Masters. Go to www.csfwrestling.co.uk for more info. On the 31st of May, Ultimate Pro Wrestling comes from the Dorchester Corn Exchange and features UK Kid as well as Marcus Graves and Charleston. Go to facebook.com/Ultimate Pro Wrestling for more details. That promises to be a great show. I believe it's their follow-up show from their Ascension event they held not so long ago, which was their debut show. So if the follow-up is anything to go by, if the follow-up's anything is going to be half as good as the Ascension show, it's going to be a classic. On June 20th, PWA UK will be at the Agaton Social Club St Bordeaux in Plymouth for a great academy show, giving the trainees and up-and-comers a chance to shine and prove themselves in front of the people that matter most, and that will be you, the fans. Go to www.pwaonline.info for more information. Plus, I believe one of the matches that will be on, that's been advertised, is Neil Reaper, who I've spoken about before, in as much as the guy just wants to beat the shit out of someone. Sorry, I swear again. I apologise to every kid out there. He's going to go up against another one of my Fantastic Four, and that is Rob Britannia, in a chance to win a PWA contract. I'm sorry about being biased, but Rob Britannia all the way. Throwing the fingers up here. So yeah, that should be a good match. I believe, but don't quote me on this, Richard Wolseley might be in attendance. It just means that if Richard Wolseley's in attendance, does that mean that Johnny Sicko might turn up? And if Sicko does turn up, will something happen between Richard Wolseley and Johnny Sicko? Who knows? That will be something to witness if that does, because I think Richard Wolseley he's got one thing on his mind, and that's vengeance at the moment, after just the beating and the humiliation he took at the hands of John Harding and Johnny Sicko at the PWA 5th anniversary show, where they stole his British Championship title that he most certainly deserved and won there live. And yeah, he needs to get that back. So yeah, there you go. On another little fun note, I just wanted to throw this out there. The other day I was in Plymouth City, city centre, shopping centre, and I'm just minding my own business, buying a paddling pool, I think it was, for my kids. And what made me laugh is a little boy, just randomly while I was just looking in a shop window, came up behind me with his dad and just tugged on my top and said, "Excuse me, are you that man who calls the wrestlers to the ring?" And it was like, well, yeah. It was the first time I've ever been recognised outside of a PWA show or a wrestling show. So yeah, in my everyday life, some random person came up and asked and recognised me, which was really cool. And it was really cool also because they turned around and after they recognised who I was, they asked after who Richard Wolseley and said, "Is Richard Wolseley okay?" And I said, "Yes, he's fine." And they said, "Oh, that's good." And I explained that if you want to see him take on the bullies, then he needs to come to the come keep an eye on the PWA website and Facebook page to find out when the show's going to be, because if you want to see Richard Wolseley, he will be there. So yeah, me and Richard Wolseley I got noticed and Richard Wolseley got his name mentioned. So yeah, there you go. It just shows that maybe I am getting a little bit famous. It'd be cool. Oh, there you go. So yeah, until next time, this has been Wrestling Ramblings. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. Like I say, keep an eye on the Pride website, just in case they do put up the Tiger versus Hawke match. If they don't, they might put an advertisement for the DVD if they do one. I highly recommend seeing the show, not just for that match, but for the whole thing also. So yeah. Until next time, I hope everyone has a good week, and I shall speak to you all again soon. Until next time, bye for now.